Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You get your job taken care of Wednesday, bro?
Yes, we did. Oh, yes, I did. Welcome back to another edition of. I meant to change my shirt. That's what I went downstairs for. The hereafter. I went downstairs and like, when am I hereafter? Welcome to another edition of
See, when you
Sports
start to get a
Talk.
little bit older, you forget about that stuff, man. You go upstairs and say, what the heck did I come up here for?
Man, that's where I was today. I went downstairs. I said, what did I go down there for? Walked around for a minute, came back up. But we're live, Sports Talk with Curt and Ralph. And sometimes Maurice be online with us. But sometimes he be on there all the time. Sports Talk original, Curt and Ralph.
Yes, indeed. What up? The book is
And
open,
Maurice.
baby.
Yes, sir. And the book is open. So, man, glad to see you today.
Absolutely. You too, brother.
Yes, sir. So much has happened in the world of sports.
So I didn't get to see the end of the game last night. So did the Clippers pull it out?
The Clippers pulled it out. They sure did. They sure did. 117 to 111.
Okay.
Man, that was a barn burner, as they can call it.
Yeah, it was.
The barn burner, man. That Donovan Mitchell, he's the truth.
There he is.
You know, he's coming off of what, a 45-point game one?
Yep.
Put up 37.
Yeah, well, see, there you go. You know, he's a heck of a player. You know what, though? I was looking at his stats last night, and I did not realize that he's only 6'1".
Really?
Yeah, I thought he was like 6'4", 6'5". You know, I thought he's broad, but I didn't know that he was only 6'1". I thought he was taller than that.
Wow. I guess when he's on that court, he looked a little taller. So
yeah, he does.
What is Steph? Isn't Steph Curry about?
He's only 6'1".
Wow. So that might mean he's really 6 foot.
Could be. You never know. You know they always up the stats a little bit, don't they?
Just a little bit. He might be six and a half, something like that.
Maybe.
How you put that?
Yeah, 6 foot 6.15 or something.
Something like that. Yeah, 6.5.
Yeah, that's all right though, because he's a heck of a player. I mean, man alive, and I didn't know he came from my favorite college basketball school, the Louisville Cardinals.
Oh, Louisville? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that one of your favorites?
Because I jumped on the Louisville bandwagon, man, way back when Denny Crum won his first championship. They was playing against UCLA way back in the day. And this was before Duncanstein and all those. So, you know, I've been a Louisville fan for a lot of years. And so this was probably back in 79, 80, in that time frame. And I've been a Louisville Cardinal fan ever since then. I've always been a Cardinal fan, like the Cardinals.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
They have a good program over there.
They've had a great program for years. Denny Crum had a good program. Then, of course, my boy, you know, Rick Pitino, he got in a little difficulty, but he continued a great program, no question.
Just lighting here a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I was went up to the office. I've been working on something here. I'm not going to announce it yet, but keep your eyes open. Look out for some texts. Look out for some emails.
Yeah.
I was up to about midnight last night trying to get together.
That's all right.
Good stuff, man.
Man, that's good stuff right there, brother.
Good stuff for the show.
So, it looked like Milwaukee hung on and pulled out one, but it don't look like they got enough to do anything with the Nets.
You don't think so?
Nah, it don't look like it. Now, you know, if they can win game 4 at home and tie the series up 2-2, then, you know, anything could happen. But remember, James Harden not even playing for Brooklyn.
No.
And they beat them like that. They beat them like they stole something.
So, man, I'm trying to pull my screen up, so it threw me off a little bit. Wow. So, yeah, Milwaukee's
so it looks like the Nets are coming out the East, because even if Atlanta were to beat Philly, I don't think Atlanta can handle the Nets.
You don't think so?
No.
You know, so Trey
Maurice.
Thompson.
So, gentlemen.
There is Mo Stokes with Moses Barbecue.
Mo.
Yes, sir. How you doing now?
All right, running a little late, but I'm here.
That's okay.
Good.
No
You
worries.
straight, bro?
So we're talking about Milwaukee and the Nets.
Oh man, I was watching the first half of that game, then I fell asleep. I was tired, and I caught the last 2 minutes of the game. And for the life of me, why did Brown take that last shot? I didn't understand that.
What
The
happened?
last shot of the game? No, I thought KD
No,
took the last shot of the game.
Last shot of the game, but Brown, there was 8 point something seconds, 12 seconds left, 11 seconds,
Okay.
7.5. And when Kyrie took the ball and threw it to him, he should have threw it back to Kyrie. But he took it upon himself to try to drive to the hole, and he bricked it.
Oh, yeah, I saw that drive. Well, you know, you got a shot to the hole. You think you might get a foul call, too.
But the refs ain't called. They weren't calling it like that. They did when they get that close,
I
especially when you
understand. Well, what kind of game did he have? If he's been having a good game?
I don't know. He had a pretty good, decent game, but I figured, KD or Kyrie's going to be the one to kill it, get that last shot.
Let me just tell you guys, these all guys are pros and they all got egos.
Yeah, that's
know, if I'm having a good game, give me the ball. I don't have to pass it to them. I can take the shot.
Yeah, but I'm sure
it happened so many times.
At the end of the game, this ball better be in this man's hand right here.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm just telling you, that's how the mentality of a pro player is. If I'm on, I don't have to give it to him because I can hit the shot too.
Right.
That's how they think. Now, if it was a timeout and coach called a play for a specific guy, then that guy needs to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I've even seen times when coach calls specific plays for guys at the end of the game and another guy take the shot. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
You know, ego is a major thing, bro.
And when you're hot, though, and you think you can carry.
Hey, that's the only game Milwaukee's going to win.
Okay.
That's the only one.
That's the only game they're going to win. Because the Brooklyn going to put it on them Sunday and then go home and put them out their misery.
There you go.
There you go. You heard it here live, everybody.
Heard it first right here. Maurice is in the house.
Yeah.
Heard it first. So will the Nets be able to hold off the Hawks? Do you think the Hawks is going to take it?
I don't think the Hawks got enough offense.
Yeah. Nobody's going to touch New Jersey. New Jersey's going all the way.
Wow. All the way.
All the way.
Okay. I think if Trae gets hot, Trae can get hot, and he can light that arena up.
But it ain't enough Traes. They got 3 Traes on the Jersey team.
3 Kings beat a single player any day.
Well, hold on now. We don't want to get into that. I guess so. One of our favorite teams is sitting out right now because of that, right?
What's that?
The Lakers are sitting out because of that.
Injuries.
No, they sitting out because of injuries.
Right. No, I'm just saying because LeBron couldn't do it all by himself.
Right.
I mean,
well, that's true.
I'm not trying to put LeBron down.
Nobody else stepped up. Nobody stepped up.
Well, and like you say, he can't do it by himself.
No, he can't.
Let me do something here.
You can have a superstar on the team, but he needs help to do what he has to do.
Well, yeah, but you take any of these teams, you take a player off their team, like
you see that? So what I'm doing is I hit record. I'm gonna start recording the sound.
Yeah, I got a message that came up said recording in progress.
Yes, yeah, I don't want to cut you guys off. So I need those. I need these the sound files. I'm gonna take these files and convert them to MP3s, and then I'm gonna send you guys a little message later on tonight.
Okay, that'll work. So yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult. I mean, right now, with the way the Nets are playing and the offensive power that they have, the only thing you can really do is make sure that the other guys on the team don't hurt you. And Blake Griffin is playing great right now, you
Amazing.
know, because he's not the man. He don't have to be the man.
No.
He can be the man behind the man.
And he's hungry now. He's hungry.
Well, yeah, well, you got a chance to win a championship. he never really had a good chance to win the championship when he was with the Clippers because they didn't have the right chemistry and enough players. Something they didn't have. But now he's on a team that, boy, they got lots of firepower. If he don't score, they can still win.
Right.
So for him to come in and like, shucks, I know I can still get 15 in this league, 15 to 20. So he's rejuvenated.
That he is.
Yeah.
Blake's always been a good player.
Oh, yeah, he's a good player.
And
man, you guys, I have to tell you a story about Blake Griffin. I didn't realize this was true until after he got into the NBA. And this is a true story. When I lived in Oklahoma City, my family and we went to this church. And in this church, because we don't have any issues with people,
right?
There were only 3 Black families in that church.
Yes, sir.
Mine, one other one, and the Blake Griffin family. And we didn't even realize it at the time until years later. We were looking back through the church directory where they take pictures of all the families in the church. We looked back and found him in that church. So he was a little kid. He's about the same age as my daughter. Well, she may be a little bit older. But he was in that church, the church that we went to church together back in 94, 95, 96.
Wow. So you knew Blake before he was Blake.
Well, we knew the family, but you know, he's just a little boy running around the church for all I knew at the time.
You should have looked down at his feet back then. Like,
well,
man, that boy got some big feet.
His dad was a big guy, so I'm thinking he's gonna have big feet, just like my son got big feet because of me. Right. My son wear a 14.
Ouch.
Yeah, but at the time I didn't know he's just one of the other little kids because he got a twin brother. His mom is white, his dad is Black.
Okay. You can tell that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his mom had this pretty red hair.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Sure did. And so, and again, as I said, we didn't even realize it until later on. Then my daughter, we were looking at this picture a few years ago because we found his old brochure, and my daughter looked at it and said, man, I wish I'd have knew that. I would have got on.
That's what I was saying. That's what I said. I was trying to say it without saying it.
We didn't know. We didn't know. It would have known. You can believe. Because after he left there, you know, he left high school where we're at, and he went to University of Oklahoma. We didn't know. We kind of lost touch, so we didn't really know him that well. But we were all in the same church. There's only 3 Black families out of probably 250, 300 families. There's only 3 Black families in the church.
Oh, wow.
Right. Period.
Wow.
Yep.
So, Curt, you think Atlanta's going to be Philly?
I think Atlanta is definitely going to beat Philly. I think Trae going to get hot, and he's going to wrap it up. He's going to shoot the eyes out. What's that?
Is it 1-1?
Yeah, it's 1-1 right now, but
1-1.
They're coming home to Atlanta for 2.
Okay.
We're playing Atlanta tonight. And so if they win tonight and go up 2-1, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Philly, boy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and think about it. Philly's best player has been playing his butt off, and they still just barely beat Atlanta. I mean, Embiid got 39 the first night and 40 the second night. He's averaging 39 and a half, almost 40 points. And they got beat the first night by Atlanta, and they barely beat Atlanta in the second game. So it's going to be interesting.
I'm sorry. I don't understand the Clippers.
No, I don't. Well, the Clippers, you never know about the Clippers. Even though they won in Utah, that don't mean they can't lose 2 at home.
No.
Seen it, huh?
Yeah, I'm saying Utah busted them up yesterday.
But they lost, didn't they?
Yeah, the Clippers lost.
No.
Yeah, it was 117 to 111.
Curt, you told me that the Clippers won.
No, I said the Jazz. The Jazz won.
No, I said that the Clippers win. You said yes. So the Jazz won that game.
The Jazz won.
Oh, wow. That changes everything.
Clippers in trouble. They're 0-2.
Yeah. That changed because they will lose at home. we know they can lose at home, right?
Hey, like we was talking about last time, if I was the Clippers, if they lose this series, I try to send Paul George and get Damian D back. Dime time down there.
Right. But would Portland do that? If you were Portland, would you do that?
Nah, no, they're not gonna do that. But I'm saying that would be my train of thought. I'd be trying to make ways of doing that.
Right. If you was for the Clippers, but what about the team that you trying to trade him to? They gotta also want that player and want to give up the player that you want.
Right, I understand that, but if they're not going to build a team for Dame, he's going to ask to be traded anyway.
Well, at some point he might, but he's getting paid a lot of money. You know, so yeah, you can ask to be. And you see, the thing about this, Dame is so loyal. I don't know that he would ask for a trade. I think he'll make it known that he's not happy and see if they're willing to try to do something for him. But he's the kind of guy that is such a loyal player, and he's loyal to that fan base that I don't know if he would ask for a trade. What you think? You think he would?
Yeah,
he might. I mean,
if he wants that ring, if he wants that ring, and they're not going to do nothing for him,
that's the only thing. That's the only reason he's playing now.
Yeah,
it's the only reason, because he got stats, he got numbers, he got money. The only thing he's missing is the ring.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about for him.
If he's chasing it, he's going to have to get up out of there.
All them guys chasing it. Because see, when they finish their career, they want to be able to go back and hang out in a group and put their ring on. You know, they may not wear their ring the whole year.
That's
but
right.
if they know they're going to a function where it's going to be a bunch of players there from the NBA and the other, you know, like that, they'll put that championship ring on and go to that event like, yeah, I'm in. I got one too. I'm telling you how they think, man. That ring is very important once you've already achieved all that other stuff. Yeah. It's the only thing that's left to finish off your career is getting that championship. You know, that puts the crowning jewel on top of the, you know, the cherry on top of the cake, ice cream right there. So that's what they're working toward.
What do you think about Denver?
Denver in trouble. Yeah, they're in trouble because you know,
Phoenix is all over those boys.
I mean, they don't even have their full complement of players, man. I'm telling you, that's so hard. Even though they were able to beat Portland without Jamal, you can't go and beat a team like Phoenix with all the firepower and the youth they got without having somebody like Jamal out there putting pressure on them from the guard position.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be difficult. You know, as I said, Denver is one of those teams that's they got a good ball club, but you know, you're missing a key important part to your team when you take 21 to 25 points a night off the team. Right. You could say somebody else ought to be stepping up, but if they were that good, they would be on another team already as the star.
Yeah.
You know, not many people getting 25 off the bench on no team.
Only Lou did. Only Lou was good for that. With Lou Williams.
He could get to and see the Hawks. The Hawks got Lou Williams, and that's why they're really tough when the second string come in, because Lou come in with a lot of firepower.
Yeah.
So Chris Paul.
So I don't know that they can beat Philly though. We'll see. The game tonight, to me, will determine if the Hawks can beat Philly. If they win tonight, I think they got a shot.
It's a good shot.
If Philly come in here and take their heart out tonight and beat them tonight, then it's going to be very difficult for the Hawks to recover.
Well, that's big for the city of Atlanta.
That's
huge.
What
they're doing right now.
Well, most of the folks in Atlanta is like, we playing with house money. This is great because we didn't, you know, we won that first round playoff series. This is just great. This gives us experience to be able to come back and be ready for next year. And if they were to beat Philly, man, that would really do it.
And that's going to open up other players' eyes to possibly want to come to Atlanta.
For two reasons. One, I understand Trae, but the second piece is they have a good, solid coach that's got a great reputation in the league.
Yes, sir.
And so you can get free agent players that may want to come and play with you if you got a good star, some young players, but you got a good veteran coach with a good reputation. So Nate McMillan, I think he could be the key to Atlanta getting some free agents. Now, Atlanta got to be willing to spend the money. That's the problem I've always had with Atlanta.
Right. They don't want to spend the money.
They don't want to spend no money.
Okay.
I will tell you this though, John Collins,
right?
You can't ask for a max contract.
Because not with him.
The way you get a max contract is, you do all this other stuff. Let's see what happens when we get in the playoffs. And if John Collins don't step up these next 2 games at home for the Hawks and put some numbers up there and show that he's got it.
You think he's gone?
If he's not gone, I guarantee you this. If I was the Hawks, I wouldn't offer him a max contract. I may offer him 20 to 25, but a max contract gets him in the 35 to 40 range. Ain't no way.
Wow.
Ain't no way. You got to play in the playoffs. The regular season is great.
Right.
But you don't win nothing in the regular season.
No. But we get you to the playoffs.
You got to perform in the playoffs.
Showtime.
So if he averaged 15 points a game, 15 to 17 a game in the regular season, and then the playoffs come and he started averaging 20 to 25, now you're talking about a guy, well, I may want to give him some big money. But if you get 20 and 25 during the regular season, then we get to the playoffs and you get down to 15, they might lead you in the playoffs.
Yeah, your game's done. What happened to your game, player?
Right. And we don't care who you're playing against. If you want that kind of money, you got to play against. You got to ball against everybody.
So true. Got to show and prove, huh?
Yeah. So John Collins is the man on the hot seat in Atlanta, if you ask me.
Wow.
And I've been a supporter of his since I got here. Since he got here, because he was doing so well. They hadn't been in the playoffs, but he was doing good in the regular season. Now that they're in the playoffs, okay. If you want that kind of money, you got to show me.
Make that money.
You got to make it, baby. But the only way you can make it, you got to step up. Yeah,
so did you guys see any of the Phoenix Denver game?
I'm sorry to say I did not.
I did.
How do you think Chris Paul?
Chris Paul, he's doing what he's supposed to. He's the lead.
He's doing what he's supposed to. Exactly.
He takes all the responsibility off of Devin Booker, so Booker can do what Booker can do. Do what
he does. That's exactly right, Mo. He takes all the pressure off of everybody else because he's the veteran. Remember, that's the same team that was there last year, basically, until they brought in Chris Paul, and he was the glue.
Yes. He didn't put up a whole lot of numbers, but his efforts really helped him pull through. So, yeah, like you said, he's taking on that load and being a leader.
Yes,
so everybody's can do what they got to do.
And Booker's just going off. Booker's having a blast.
Ken Folk.
There you go. Anybody have any stats on Booker?
No, I haven't anything.
He's getting about 29, 25 a night. Maybe more than that, closer to 30, I think. I was trying to pull something up, but couldn't get to it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Did anybody see the Mayweather fight? I mean, the Mayweather
debacle.
What do you call that? Circus.
We're circling back around to that one.
Circus debacle. Now I will tell you, I didn't see the whole thing, but I did see a lot of the clips. Floyd was still throwing shots.
Yeah.
But the guy's just so big, Floyd couldn't knock him down or nothing.
He was 6 inches taller and 60 pounds heavier.
Right. But Floyd hit him with some shots.
Oh yeah, Floyd tagged him. But if that dude fought somebody his own weight and height, he'd have got killed.
Probably. Did you watch the fight? Did you end up going back and watching it, Mo?
Yeah, I watched it. I got home just in time for the main event.
So give us some highlights.
There wasn't really too many highlights to give. I mean, the dude just laid on Floyd the whole time. And at the first round, right, the last 10 seconds, he tried trying to shoe shine with a little swing, but his punches weren't doing nothing. They weren't hitting him. And he tried to clobber him like an axe on top of Floyd's head a couple times. Like, no, this ain't right.
Well, there was
Like
one
said,
round. Yeah, there was one round when he had Floyd covering up a lot. Floyd was standing there taking a lot of hits. He was doing a flurry, kind of hitting from the side, and he actually backed Mayweather up to the ropes. So he backed him up. He backed him up across the ring. I'm just saying he backed him up all the way across the ring. At first, Floyd was standing there. I'm not trying to put Floyd down, but he was getting some good blows in.
But the dude, he had a 6-inch reach, and he had 60 pounds more than that. You should be able to do whatever you want to do to him.
Well, not really. Not when you're not a real boxer.
I don't. Hey, you put me in the ring with Floyd, and I'm 60 pounds heavier. I want to put all that weight on him. He gonna feel it.
So, are you saying that you could beat Floyd in the ring?
I'm not saying I could beat him. I'm just saying I put that weight on him though.
Until we go to that bread. Yeah, when you go to that bread basket.
You go to the kitchen, start busting up the plates.
If I got a 6-inch reach, he's got to get to me. I just hold him out there just like that.
He coming.
Baby.
Floyd gonna do you.
It's more than a weight and it's more than a reach.
So at some point, you're gonna have to throw a punch, and that's when Floyd tried to. He's a good calm puncher.
He's a good counter, yeah. But the point is, if I'm 60 pounds heavier than anybody, if that's like somebody 60 pounds heavier than me leaning on me, he's wearing you out. By that way,
it's like a buddy of mine, Frank, and I used to say, the bigger they come, the harder they fall. Because big guys try to grab folks.
That's the ones that can't fight.
If you can't grab them, if you can't grab them. But the guy, he did put he threw some good punches. I sat and watched some of the fight, and he got some good licks in as far as hitting. But Floyd did knock him out. That round where Floyd
held him up.
Floyd knocked him out, and he held him up.
Yeah, he held him up.
So that was very interesting. And then the guy came on at the end of the fight and said that Floyd did not knock him out.
Yeah, he set him out. He set him
out.
Did he not?
If he knocked him out, did they count him out?
No.
Floyd held him up.
Floyd held him up. When Floyd hit him, and he twisted him, and dude just laid on top of Floyd. Floyd held him up.
Yeah, because he went to his grade go down, and Floyd held him up because they was up against the ropes, and the guy was going down, and Floyd kind of held him up with his left arm. Kept going down.
Floyd didn't want to embarrass
him. Well, he wanted the fight to continue?
Yeah, he wanted the fight to continue.
Yeah, like I said, it was an exhibition.
He wanted to continue, but they were throwing some good blows.
It was a debacle.
Yeah, they were throwing some good blows. You got to actually watch it, and it wasn't too bad.
I think I watched 2 rounds. He threw some shots now, but Floyd threw some shots.
Oh yeah,
Floyd tagged him a couple of really good times, but he's so big he couldn't hurt him.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
When he knocked him out,
a whole lot of difference.
When he knocked him out, he hurt him. Curt.
He must have hurt him because he knocked him out, and then his eye busted that eye.
Yeah, he was tagging. He tagged him with that a couple of times.
Yeah, he did.
That fame and fortune of being a YouTuber.
So I got a big question. I got a big question for you, sports guys.
Yes, sir.
Are we actually going to have the Olympic this year? They say only 2% of Japanese residents have been vaccinated.
Man, they need to cancel that.
I think they will cancel it.
You think so?
They need to. I do believe. I know they can't move it, but
it's too late.
The Japanese say they having their Olympics. They say we put it off from last year. This year now. To me, if that were the case, well, how come you didn't go and try to get your people vaccinated?
Yeah.
I guess they don't believe in the vaccination.
Well, I don't know if that's what it is or not, but I know only 2%. They say only about 2% of the Japanese. Now, they're not letting a bunch of fans come into Japan for the Olympics. But the local people ain't been vaccinated. If I was an athlete, I don't know if I want to be in that environment.
And then if the athletes aren't vaccinated, they got family and they got friends that they're around. So
right. But I think most of the athletes will be vaccinated, certainly the American athletes. I just don't know about the athletes from other countries.
And that was part of the discussion. So even some of the NBA players were saying that they're not going to take the vaccination because of it could cause long-term respiratory issues. So
They
now you're
don't know
talking
that.
about,
That's not true.
no, I'm saying, well, they don't know if it can or not, but that's what's being said around the NBA right now, that some people don't want to take the vaccination because they don't know what those effects could be, and they could cause respiratory issues.
But every time a doctor give you some medicine, you don't know because everybody's body is different. What may not have that kind of effect on me may have an effect like that on Mo, but we don't know because we trust the doctors.
Right.
Right.
But that's what
With
some
all
of the
these
NBA,
medications, we don't know about any of them for real.
right. But that's what a lot of these athletes are saying though. We got the NBA players, we got the people who's going to be in Olympics. A lot of them are against the vaccination because
But that's
they
what
don't know.
I'm trying to understand why.
Because they're saying they don't know what the effects are, and it could cause, and these guys are professional athletes, and they're counting on their respiratory to be as good as they are.
But they haven't gotten any proof of that from anywhere else. And we've vaccinated millions of people. We haven't seen any of that.
But I'm saying what they're saying, Ralph, it could cause.
How can they say it could cause?
Because it does.
Don't know.
Actually, it does cause respiratory issues in some people. The COVID shot has caused respiratory issues in some folks. What's that, Mo? What you laughing about? Have you heard it? Have you heard it or not? Have you heard that it causes respiratory issues?
What you're saying is true, and what Ralph says is true.
Yes.
It reacts to everybody different.
Yes, sir.
Just like the disease itself. Some people have COVID-19 and nothing happened to them. Some have it and just died because they couldn't handle it. So
yes,
the vaccine is doing the same thing.
Yes, sir.
And the vaccine, not saying that it's gonna prevent you from getting it. It's to help you in case you do get it.
Yes, sir.
And not die from it.
Exactly.
Right. But
now we do know that there is a such thing as a long hauler. People that have had the had the disease, and then they have these residual effects later on down the road, and they still have them.
Yes,
right.
Sir.
Nothing you can really do about that because everybody is different. But if you got millions of cases of people that have taken the vaccine and have been okay from it, that's a far better percentage-wise for you to take it and be safe than for somebody to just throw out there. Well, some people get, they get some respiratory issues. Okay, but we have millions of people that didn't. So we'd rather go with the couple, 2 or 3, whatever small percentage that did versus this large percentage that didn't. But that's with everything, every time, because this is science, it's not exact. Right. Doctors, we take medicines from doctors. You think about the drugs that we sell in America. Go to any place in America, you're gonna have drugstores on every other corner between the CVS's, the Publix, the grocery stores, everybody got them, Walmart, all of this. So all them drugs are being dispensed to people all the time, constantly. Any one of those drugs somebody could have a bad reaction to it. So do we stop giving it because because 2 or 3 people, or a small percentage, have a bad reaction? What about the good reactions? That's the one thing I never understood. When people give me those arguments, I'm thinking, okay, you're looking at that small percentage, but what about the percentage of the people that has done well with it? Millions of people we've gotten shots. Literally 200 million people in America have gotten shots.
So what we need to do is get you in front of those athletes who's arguing about the possibilities.
There are people that are telling those athletes the same exact thing. It's just whether or not that's what you want to believe.
Yes, sir. I agree.
I guarantee you the athletes I guarantee you those athletes, professional athletes, I bet you they're getting the best scientific information that those organizations can give. The Olympic Committee, the NBA, the NFL, they're not just putting it out there from the coach. They're coming from the doctors and the scientists that are telling them this is what's going on. Plus the fact we see in America, if you're paying any attention, we know millions of people have gotten the shots, and we haven't had millions of people that have had bad reactions. It's only been a small percentage. We know that for a fact.
Right, but we only have what percentage of people in the U.S. has taken the vaccination?
That's what I'm telling you. It's been millions, 200 million people have taken the vaccination.
I think like 75% has taken it.
No, sir.
70.
70?
something like 70%. Yeah.
Yeah. So that hey, we're damn near doing it ourselves.
Right. But whatever the percentage is, if you look at the raw numbers in America, we got 325 million people or so. Over 200 million people have taken the vaccine. Over 200 million. So that number versus a small percentage. If you got somebody that's got some respiratory issues, how many of those have we had? I bet you there ain't been 1,000.
And they probably had some kind of underlying condition anyway.
You may have. That's the other thing. We don't know what those underlying conditions that those people already had before they took the vaccine.
They probably may not know they had them until after the fact.
Okay, here's the numbers. About 52% has had at least one of the COVID vaccinations.
Right. How many have had two?
42% are fully vaccinated. Only 42%.
Okay, so now tell me what the raw numbers is. That's percentage of Americans, because it's 325 million Americans. What does that look like?
42%. Less than half. Less than half is taken.
So, well, but how many have had one, did you say?
52% has had at least one. Okay,
so now we got 300 million people in America. That's over 150 million right there. 50% of 325 is well over 150 million. How many have had respiratory issues?
Not sure what the numbers are on that.
That's what I'm saying. So when we only have one side of the number, it don't really tell you the full story until you get the other side of the number.
All right, Mo.
Okay.
He had to cut out.
Yeah, he said he'll be back.
Okay. But you see what I'm saying, Curt? We got one side, we say this is the percentage that have been vaccinated. But then tell me about the ones that have also, with those vaccinations, that have also had respiratory issues. See, that's the part that you have to take a look at so you can see what that percentage is.
And that's the percentage. If it's a very low, that's the number that those athletes would have to come to an agreement with in their minds that would make sense to them to take the vaccination.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to go to the Olympics, don't go. That's what I say. Because see, these guys have been training for 4 years or longer, 5 years now since the last Olympics. And if you're at a point whereby you're willing to pass up your chance at going to the Olympics because this small percentage may or may not have been affected by the vaccine that caused some respiratory issues, because they don't know for a fact that it has. They said it might. They said it could, but they don't know for a fact. And if they're willing to give up their opportunity to go to the Olympics, then I think that's what they should do. Don't go.
So, yep. So we'll see if they're going to have the Olympics or not. I'm looking forward to that.
That's the other thing too. You're right. We don't know for sure they're going to have it yet, right?
Yeah, we don't even know if they're going to have it. Hopefully they do. I have
according to the Japanese say we holding the. They say we don't.
Oh yeah, they're going to get all the gold medals.
Yeah, I saw this story about this woman that was a diver in the Olympics years ago. She's now 42, I think 43 years old, got 3 children, and she is making a move to make the Olympic team again as a diver, and she's really in the mix. She's in the top 10 right now. She's going to the trials.
What's her age again?
I think she's 42 or 43.
Oh, that's young.
Well, it's young it's young for us. It's not young for an Olympic athlete.
Right.
And she's got 3 kids since then. She looked good too.
Wow. So she's a swimmer, or you said a diver?
A diver.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do watching those cliff divers and high divers.
I love diving. When it comes to the Olympics, man, I can sit there and watch those guys dive, the women and the men, because that's some tough stuff right there.
That's some tough stuff. You have to have like no fear.
No fear.
No.
Have you ever walked up to one of those platforms?
No.
Man, let me tell you, when I lived in Dallas, man, I lived across the street from this big natatorium. And I was saying, okay, I'm gonna go over there and go swimming one day. So I go over there, and they got the springboards and the several layers of the high dive, the platform. So I said, I ain't going all the way to the top. I'm gonna go up the stairs to that medium one, the one in between. I walked up there, man. I looked over the edge. I crawled back down the steps, man. Man, I'm telling you what, that is and I wasn't on the highest one. I was on the one in between.
Now this is at a pool or outside? This is at a pool or outside? It was at a swimming
pool. It was at a big natatorium, big swimming pool with a, and I was like, I wouldn't even jump off of it. Hey Mo, we were talking about this woman that's trying to make the Olympics. She's 42, I think, or 43, as a diver. She dove in the Olympics years ago when she was a kid. Now that she's now had 3 kids, and now she's making an attempt to come back to the Olympic team. And she's in the mix too. She's trying out. She's gonna be at the Olympic trials.
Good for her.
Oh, I think it's great. So I asked Curt, I said, have you ever walked up on one of those platforms, where they dive off of? Have you ever walked up on one of those?
Yeah, it's scary. I don't like it, bro.
Man, that's scary hell. I walked back down. I came back down the ladder. I wouldn't even jump off of it.
They made us jump off in the Marine Corps.
Well, yeah.
How high was it for the Marine Corps you had to jump off?
I don't know, about 15, 20 feet up. Because we had to jump over, we had to cross our arms and our legs like that. Those like that, get the water. Yeah. I'm
good with that. Yeah.
We could do 15 feet.
But from when you was up on the ground, when you got on the top and looked down, it's like, oh, whoa, it is kind of high.
I'll tell you.
Ralph, we could do 15 feet, right?
If we jumped off, but they wouldn't let us walk back down. You
can't go back there.
You either get thrown off or you going to jump off. So, and when you hit that water, you had to float for 10 minutes. Man, that's the longest 10 minutes of my life, bro.
But if you don't want to die, you'll figure out how to stay afloat.
Hey, bro, I went under a couple times, but hey, there was no joke, bro. We was in full gear. So, hey, that was just teach us, because we serve on the ships. If you got blown off the ship, how to survive in time for someone to come pick you up.
Right.
So, but man, that's the worst, man. I seen grown men cry in the water, bro. Crying.
How can you tell what was tears and what was water?
Oh, when they screaming, help me, help me, help me. Them tears right there, bro. Them tears.
You said that ain't the water, that's tears.
That's straight tears right there, bro. That's straight tears. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all part of the deal. So Mo, you think they're gonna have the Olympics for sure?
You know what, man? I hear a lot of people trying to boycott it and stuff. I don't think they're gonna have it, man. If they do have it, there's not too many countries I feel are gonna show up.
Really?
Yeah. And I feel bad.
You think America will show up?
I don't know. They might try to use that as a way to do something different. I don't know. America.
You think they should show up?
If the health crisis is the way it is now, no. Why would you put yourself in jeopardy like that? If they can do something to control that environment, why not?
Well, they said they are.
Well, if they can do it, then they can do it.
Well, still only 2% of the Japanese population has been vaccinated.
And you know what? Japan want all that money because they spent all that money getting that stuff ready for that.
That's right.
They were late doing that.
Well, you get 7 years. Once you get awarded the Olympics, you got 7 years to be ready. Mm-hmm. And then they got an extra year because we didn't have it last year. It's supposed to have been last summer.
Yeah.
So they got an extra year. So it's going to be very difficult. I'm really interested to see, one, if they're going to have it, and two, what are they going to do to protect the athletes to make sure that they stay away from this virus.
So true. I think that could be a super spreader event.
Well, if the athletes are vaccinated and they're saying they're not going to allow people from outside the country, They said they wasn't going to let spectators come. Now, I don't know what that's going to look like because you can't pay for it, all that money you spend if you don't have no spectators.
Yeah, you're going to be in a hole.
Well, yeah,
because
but it's a country thing.
Each country support their athlete or whoever their family member it is they're supporting. You know that.
There you go.
I hear you. Right. I know exactly what you're saying, but I just,
unless they put those athletes in a box, in a bubble.
Well, they're gonna
have no contact.
Kind of be in a bubble. They're gonna be in the Olympic Village. They'll be kind of in a bubble.
Right, the campus right there.
Yeah, but like right now, they're still going home. They're still around people on the streets and all that stuff.
Yeah, but by the time they get ready to go to the Olympics, they will have had their test to make sure, one, they don't have COVID, and two, that they've been vaccinated. The thing is that when the athletes get over there, you know, I don't know if all of them have been vaccinated, but you know they do some commingling when they're in the Olympic Village, right? You realize that, right? There's a lot of little hanky-panky going on, if you will.
Player.
Yeah, we know there's some stuff going on, right?
You know that.
And so,
but I ain't for nobody. Do what you got to do.
No, I'm good with it. If the athletes go, I'm good. If they decide not to go, you know, I'm good with that too. I mean, it's their Olympic, their Olympic chances, and that's their, you know, they've been training for a long time to try to make it to the Olympics.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
They just have to decide on what they think is best for them.
So I know it's basketball season. The talk around town right now, Julio Jones going to Tennessee. He arrived. They met him at the airport. He has big things planned in Tennessee. What do you think about him leaving Atlanta, Ralph? And Mo, how do you think he's going to do out there? You think he's going to be able to shine? Have you kept up with Julio at all? And
I've kept up with him. I think he's going to be fine. As long as he's healthy.
If you stay healthy,
if he's healthy, I think he'd be fine. The problem is that he hasn't been healthy the last couple of years.
Right, he has exactly. I'm not saying if any athlete stays healthy, they'll be okay. But we're looking at Julio, who's aged a little bit, and 32, and he hasn't been healthy for a lot of years.
Well, not a lot of years. Just a couple.
Yeah.
How many years do you think?
Well, I know last year he only played 9 or 10 games out of 16. Right. The year before that, I think he may have missed 2 or 3 games.
He missed more than 2 or 3. Like the last 3 seasons, he's kind of been injury prone. Last 2 for sure, injury prone.
Yes.
So they've been talking about him for a while. But do you think the way he plays would fit into Tennessee's scheme?
Absolutely.
Because
I've seen interviews with the coach.
That what?
What's that? Just run his routes and catch the ball. That's how hard is that?
If it was that easy, they'd all be superstars.
No.
If it was that easy.
He's a precise route runner, and he has great hands. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
Other than the ones
it should be nothing hard for him to do. It's the quarterback's job to get him that ball. Because he'll get open. The quarterback has to get him that ball.
Okay. That means the offensive line got to block. They got to make sure that they don't let nobody leak through to get to the quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. If it was just that easy to run and catch the ball, then they'd all be superstars. Like you said, they got the offensive line, you got the blocking, you got the timing, you got the quarterback.
Well, let me just tell you, I saw an interview with the coach up in Tennessee, and he is ecstatic to have Julio on his team. And he says he is blending right in. He's got a great work ethic. They showed some film clips of him. I saw some clips of him running routes and doing some things there in Tennessee with his new number. Because there was a guy that was a wide receiver that was already there that wore his number.
Yes, sir.
He said, I'm willing, I'll give my number. He said, no, I got my own. So he took number 2.
Okay.
So he's gonna be wearing number 2. And I don't know why the Atlanta fans are still thinking about Julio. He ain't on your team no more. Atlanta needs to forget about Julio and just concentrate on the people that's on their team.
Right. And the reason why I wanted to get you guys comments on Julio and his possible performance up in Tennessee. So Ralph, you've seen clips of him running routes. He looks pretty good.
Yeah.
The whole team's excited about him. So do you think some of his injury in Atlanta was based off of him not wanting to play as much as he should have played? Because if he's looking good already,
Nah,
He got healthy. Remember, he set out all those games at the end of the season. Now the season's over, been over with for 3 months. He now has just gotten healthy. He got healed up.
so from last season, right, when he set out a lot of games, the season prior to, he seemed to have set out more games this last season. So you don't think he took the time to try to get healthy before
yeah, he did.
last season?
Oh, yeah, you always try to get healthy, but once the season starts, you can re-injure anything. Football is one of those sports that you can never know from one day to the next. You could be perfectly healthy, and the next day your season is over with. And it don't even have to happen in the game. Remember Teddy Bridgewater, he was going to be the starting quarterback for Minnesota. He got hurt in mini camp or right before the season started in training camp, messed his whole, and it wasn't even a contact drill.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So football, you just never know. And if he was hurt, he could have got hurt after he got healthy. Like next year, he could get hurt this summer and be on the bench next year for Tennessee.
So true. And it was just food for thought.
But that could be true for any player in the league.
Right, but right now we're talking about Julio, and I'm just saying food for thought, not to try to bring him down. I'm just saying from the season prior to this last season, I'm sure he took the time to try to get healthy and didn't expect to be playing less games, being more injured this season. Now, the season just ended a couple months ago. Now he's in training camp with a new team and looks better than he did when he was in Atlanta.
Yeah, the season just ended a couple years ago, Curt. I mean, a couple months ago.
Yes, sir.
But remember, he didn't play the last three months of the season with the Falcons. So it ain't been just 2 months. It's been 5 months since he really played. Remember, he didn't play at the end of the season. He didn't play the last 3 or 4 or 5 games. So all of that time was part of the healing process too, because he wasn't playing ball. So you're taking treatment, trying to get healthy. Season ends, you continue to try to get healthy, and now he's in Tennessee.
Now he's in Tennessee, and we will see. And I like to give my prediction.
What is it?
What prediction?
I like to give my prediction. Julio Jones in Tennessee. I give him 5 games before he's out with an injury.
You say 5 games before he's out, or he's only going to play 5 games?
Man. You want to do that?
I'm giving my prediction. This is.
Are you predicting how many games he's going to play?
Curt,
how many?
The armchair quarterback. After 5 games, he's going to be out, not being able to play a whole game because of injuries.
For the rest of the season.
And I believe, this is my prediction now.
But I'm not clear. I want to make sure I clear what you're saying.
Okay. I'm going to make it very clear. No, you got it? I'm saying. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm listening, Ralph.
My question is, are you saying that after 5 games, he's going to be done the rest of the season? Or are you saying he's going to get injured during the first 5 games?
I'm saying after game 5,
right?
He's going to get, his injuries are going to show its ugly head by game 5, right?
Okay, right.
After game 5, game 6 and forward for the rest of the season, his injury is going to be prevalent on how much time he plays in Tennessee. And hold on now. Do y'all got that part?
Yeah.
Okay. And I believe this is the last season for Julio Jones to be playing in the NFL.
I'll take that bet.
Boom.
All right.
I'll take that bet.
Make it easy on yourself.
He ain't betting on it. He's just saying it. He's just predicting.
Right. Dinner at Papa Do's.
That's what I'm talking about.
All you can eat.
You know what I'm talking about.
All you can eat and drink.
All night.
All night.
All right. You in there, Ralph?
Yeah, I'm in there.
All right, there it is. There it is. I'll take that.
He said he never play another game after this season.
It's his last season.
No, hold on. I gotta have a different bet with each one of you because I can't lose. I can't win the bet, and then both of y'all take me to Papados and split the bill, and then I lose the bet and have to take both of y'all. That don't work. It doesn't work that way.
You're taking me anyway, so
It doesn't
No,
work.
I wasn't even talking about the bet. I was just mainly talking about
because it wasn't a bet. It was just my prediction.
Yeah.
No trying to bet. I'm just trying to predict. I wasn't trying to bet anybody anything.
I'll take that though.
Because see, when you say he's done after this season,
yes, sir.
That's a really bold prediction.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can't put that on somebody like that, man.
You know why?
You don't know that man's hurt.
Oh, he has hurt.
It's about his injuries.
Mo, you know what? When I watch track and field, I want to go out there and run 100 again. I want to run that 2.
Don't do it.
You remember me, Mo?
Don't
me and 100, me and the 200.
Yeah, but you can't do that now.
But I had the heart to.
2 days. It might take you 2 days to run 10 yards.
It's going to take me. It's going to take me 6 months to recover, even if I try to do a sprint.
But, you won't even. You might not recover.
But in my heart, I really want. I sit there and watch track and field. I was downloading the Olympic app on my TV up here, and I moved my office up to the bonus room up here, and I want to download track and field. I mean the Olympic app. Man, I sit there and watch YouTube or the track and field stuff. I want to get back out there. My heart says, man, Curtis, you go out there and run, put your shoes on and run through the neighborhood.
Bro, let me tell you.
But my knees and my back. My knees and my back.
Just say no. Just say no.
By the time I get my shoes on, Ralph, I'm in pain.
I know.
But I got the heart. I want to do it. Hey, I'm telling
myself I can do it.
Did I sit up here? I turn around, look at my trophies over there. I'm like, woo! Let me get out there one more time, y'all.
It's been a lot of years, Curt. It's been a lot of years, brother.
I get out there. I walk down the steps. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Nope.
No, sir.
By the time you get downstairs and get to the front door, you say my back is already hurt.
By the time I get down steps, I'm like, my knees hurt, man. I put my shoes on, my knees and my back hurt. That's why I got to put socks on as soon as I get out the shower. Remember, my back is moving.
But remember, Julio Jones is only 32.
Yeah, he got time. He can still do it.
And he's a world-class athlete.
I'm not doubting all that, and I'm not doubting his heart. But at the same time, you guys say that, he sat out a lot of games last season.
He was hurt.
That's the point I'm trying to make, Mo. He's a world-class athlete. He's only 30-something years old.
Okay.
He has a whole lot of heart, but he still sat out because he was hurt. That's all. Right. That's the point I'm trying to make. I agree to all that stuff. All the stats stuff that you guys name, I agree.
But Curt, what I don't understand is why does him being hurt have anything to do with it? Because in the pro football, any individual player could be done on any individual day in the league. One play is all it takes. You ask Darryl Stingley, he was a great wide receiver. One hit, he's paralyzed the rest of his life.
Yeah,
injury, you can't predict injuries.
Fellas, it's just my prediction. It's just my prediction.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Well, I got a prediction too.
I don't trust
and I'm going to get Papados out of Mo out of this too.
Hey, that's my prediction. That Curt will be taking me to Papados.
Yeah, remember, that's a year away.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Because you're saying
when it comes to food,
you saying that he ain't gonna play in 2022.
He said after the 5th game he's gonna be done. So
right.
when he plays the 6th game, we're going to Papados.
Oh, hold on now.
No.
That's not right, Mo. Thank you. The book. The book is open.
The bet was that he gonna have some nagging injuries the rest of the year, but he won't ever play football again after next year.
Right. So the official.
No. Hold on. Curt said after the 5th game, he's gonna be done.
No, I didn't.
He said he's gonna have injuries that's gonna keep him in and out of the lineup.
Yes, sir.
Then after that, he'll be done for his career.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I misunderstood what you said, then, Curt.
Yes, sir. That's what I asked.
That's the way I understand it.
That's exactly right. The book is open, baby. The book is open.
The book was right. The book was right.
That's what I thought I heard him say.
And so Mo, so Mo, if we do a bet, we won't know until not this season's over, but the beginning of the following season.
Right.
Once the 2022, when the regular season starts.
If he says he's retired.
Will he be playing on the team in 2022? If he is, you owe Mo dinner.
For the whole season. Will he be playing?
He don't have to play the whole season.
For the whole season?
He would be done.
No.
His career would be over.
In 2022.
Yeah.
In 2022.
No, before 20, you say after 2021, he won't be playing after 2021.
I'll leave it at that.
Right. He won't play after 2021.
Hey, but we're going to pop those way before that. I ain't waiting no year to go.
Hold on. You can't say that because, hold on. You know why you can't say that? Because the Super Bowl is not till 2022.
That don't count because the Super Bowl's for the prior year.
Right.
No, we're talking about seasons. We're talking about years.
You're talking about
we're talking about the season and the year. This season, 2021 season ends in 2022.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right. But then the next season that starts in 2022 is the season you say he won't be playing. He'll be done.
I just want to, and the reason why I put it that way, I want to be clear because I don't want him to be on the team come January and Mo talk about I lost a bet.
No.
You mean if Tennessee goes to the Super Bowl?
What's going on?
Yeah, Tennessee, right.
But they ain't going to the Super Bowl.
Secondly,
the book is recording all of this. The book is open. I got it.
Oh yeah. Thank you, book. We want to make sure.
It's in the records now.
It's in the record.
I got it in the book.
All right. I ain't been wrong about that man yet.
It's always the first time.
No, sir. No, sir. That's why I'm going on record right now.
See, he just don't like Julio. That's what it is.
Yeah, I know.
I got a question. I got a question for you.
No. That's not it. That's not it. That's not that I don't like him. I don't care for the Falcons. Number one, don't care for the Falcons. Right, but I do think Matty Ice is good. Is still a good player. But I'm not from here, so it means nothing to me. But what's your question there, Book?
So my question is, and very honest, this is for both of y'all, and I'm not trying to poke at nobody. Had Pittsburgh traded for him, would you still feel like this?
No, I was hoping they did get him. They did get him.
Oh no, that'd been a horrible choice.
No.
Why would you pick a player that's hurt? That don't make sense. Yeah. Why would you pick a player who's hurt?
You had a veteran with some leadership.
Depends on the injury, Curt.
A veteran he'd been on the sideline just like he was with the Falcons. Well, I'm giving these guys leadership. That leadership the leadership got them nowhere.
If you knew all that, you'd be knowing the numbers to the lottery right now.
Nah, buddy.
No.
His claim to fame during the season was, well, I'm on the sideline.
There ain't no claim to fame if you're not playing. None of that matters if you're not playing. Now,
but
he was hurt.
Turn on 92.90 game sports.
I listen to it all the time.
During the season, and Julio was always saying that he's on the sideline using his seniority or his expertise to try to coach the other guys.
So why wouldn't he do that if he's a veteran player and they got young guys and he's hurt? Why wouldn't he try to do that?
Nothing against that, but that does nothing for him in the game. So when
not for him, it's for his team.
Right. So what Mo's saying, bringing him to the Steelers and saying he's a veteran player, that does nothing for us if we're spending all this money for him to stand on the sideline.
But you can't predict that he would be hurt again, Curt. That's like anybody. You're saying if he came to the Steelers, he would still be hurt. You don't know that he would be hurt. He's not hurt with Tennessee.
He
might not get it. We don't know if he's gonna get hurt this season.
He hurt. Hey, okay. He hurt right now.
Okay. Well, he said he's not.
I bet he's
not, but Curt say he is.
I bet he's soaking right now. He's soaking. Get ready.
What?
He's probably soaking right now listening to this broadcast.
Oh man.
He's soaking in some hot water, about to get in some ice.
Curt, what's wrong with that? If you're trying to take care of your body and you're a professional athlete, shouldn't you be trying to take care of your body?
Yes, sir.
So what's wrong with him soaking in ice and making sure his body is ready when the season starts?
Nothing.
If Pittsburgh had got him, he'd be doing the same thing, trying to make sure he's ready for the season.
He'd be carrying shirts and water to the sidelines for the real players.
Yeah, right. Okay. Whatever you say.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, I'm about to go. Friday, have a great weekend.
Okay, brother.
Hey, y'all be safe. And
you cooking barbecue this weekend?
No, I'm not doing it this weekend. I was going to do it for my son, but he look. Check this out. I was trying to throw a little birthday party for my son. He turns 23.
Okay.
All I asked him was, don't play no music with all that cursing. I didn't want to hear all that. You know what I'm saying? I said, because I got neighbors and I live here. You're just visiting. He got upset. He said, "Nah, it's okay." So I said, "All right, cool. I'll just say what I got to do and do what I got to do."
Because he want to play the music with all the cussing words.
Yeah, all that. I was like, I don't want to hear all that.
Well,
he didn't understand it.
Tell me, you too old for that, man. You and Julio are too old for all that mess.
You're coming to visit my house. Respect my house.
That's all you asked him to do.
That's all I did.
He couldn't do that.
Yeah, he said, "That's okay. That's okay." So,
well, there you go. I'll just save that money. I won't have to be standing over that heat.
Hey, did you hear that? Hey, so when he said that, first thing I did, I smiled. I was like, "Oh, I'm not spending no money." That's good.
Tom, you don't live in that type of neighborhood anymore.
No, it's not that. It's not even that. Just my neighbors are there. You know, they're respectable, elderly people.
Right.
You know,
you're not in that type of neighborhood.
But even if it wasn't for your neighbor, just for you, you don't want to hear that kind of stuff.
Exactly. I don't want to hear that. So he said, "Dad's my birthday." I said, "Well, look, hey, if you need to do all that, go rent you a room at a hotel or something. Do that. Do what you want to do there."
Get too old.
I told him if you play it and I hear one word come out like that, I'm coming out, unplugging everything, kicking everybody out. Nobody taking no plate home, nothing. They just leaving. Get out now.
That's what I'm saying.
You ain't gonna let me take over plate. Oh, come on, Mo.
Go.
You should have told him, Mo. You said,
Curt, Mo won't even let me take home a plate.
No.
What?
Get out.
Just tell him, Mo. You too old, man.
Mo, are you married?
Too old for that.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Tell
you
Mo.
ain't letting him come over with all that mess, huh?
You too old for that, Mo. You too old. Tell him you gotta play some Kim, some Michael Bublé, some what else you listen to?
Hey, it don't matter.
How about some Luther? Can we get some Luther in the house?
No, man. So some Luther. That's it.
You know, you can play the same music. Just get the good version of it. Don't take the exploited version. You don't hear all that. You know, that's like you listen to rock and roll. It just bangs my head. I don't want to hear all that.
You don't listen to rock and roll?
No. That stuff is tearing my head up, bro.
Well, I'm not into all the cussing and the rapping and all that either myself.
No. All the bees and the hoes and all that. I don't want to hear all that. No.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm with you, Mo. I'm with you. I don't want to hear it either.
Right. I mean, and I guess some of them look at the music sounds violent, but we live in a violent society, and violence and anger sells. What's that?
We have to change that. It's up to us to make the change.
Well, but you remember, they're making money on that. So as long as they got somebody producing it, somebody gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
Right. That's it.
But I just want to say, man, hey, fellas, I will see you possibly Monday. Be safe. Have a great weekend.
Appreciate you.
If I do cook, I'll put it up there for you.
Okay,
send us a plate.
All right, later. All right.
Send us a plate. All right, Mo. We'll talk to you, buddy.
All right, late. Hey, wait. Hold on. One more thing. Hey, UFC fight. Isn't that this weekend?
Yeah, I think so. The big, there's two big fights.
One. The last Airbender. He's fighting, right? Yeah.
So man, I won't be watching it.
No,
I know you won't. Curt, you gonna watch it?
I probably will. Now that you mentioned it, I probably will.
Okay. All right. Just get in touch with you. I'll call you tomorrow.
That'll
all right,
work.
fellas.
Appreciate you. All right,
Thank
brother.
You. Hey, did I win? Did I win?
The barbecue?
No,
Ralph.
No,
did I win?
No, you didn't, brother. I'm sorry. I can send you the list of the people that did, but
yeah, send a list because I want to send you the list because I bought them tickets. I want to know if all the winners were Qs.
Hey man,
they're the wives of the Qs. All wives of the Qs.
Oh man,
I will send you. They sent me the list of the winners.
Please send me a list.
The list of the winners to you guys.
Hey,
the fix is in.
That's right. Man. You know it.
Man.
Hey, all the relatives and the wives of the Qs.
Oh man.
And won.
The fix, and you say, you know, Ralph didn't tell me nothing about that. I had to ask. I just remembered about that.
Man,
Think
what
about
is
that.
it?
Think about that. You already knew.
Yeah, the fix is in.
Hey, I knew it was a donation. I knew it. I got my tickets. I'm like, this is a donation. It's 50 gone. It's just 50 gone. It's worth
So,
it.
so had you won, would you have thought it was a donation?
No, I didn't even get my present.
I will send you the list of the winners.
I don't want to care. I don't care. I don't know none of them people.
Hey, good,
I know,
right.
that's my point.
Hey, Mo, they're probably all made up names.
Yeah, and somebody
code names. Code names.
Here come the conspiracy theory now.
Code names, baby. We don't ever know anybody who won the lottery. Same thing, baby. It's the same thing.
Hey, Ralph, how come you get that new TV behind you? I see that new TV. What happened?
Right. Raffle. Hey, you said them raffle tickets, baby.
Now that's a good one, Mo, right there.
Yeah.
Hey.
That new TV.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Mo. In all the other broadcasts, you can see the TV a little bit. This time, you really can't see it.
You can't see. You never
You can't see it. Yes, you could. I used to sit here during a broadcast and watch TV because I could see it. But now you can't.
Hey. You want to see the TV?
No, that's okay. We know you won some raffle.
Well, y'all heard a brother's heart.
You welcome. I just want to say you welcome.
I'm out.
All right, Mo.
There we go.
Oh, boy, that's funny.
Man, that is funny. Man, I want to thank you for hopping on another broadcast with us there, the book.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned. We're going to copy these files. By Monday, I should have everything converted, loaded up into podcasts. We're going to be streaming on all podcast platforms, Apple, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, and I have to convert these MP4s to MP3s, compress them down, and shoot them up. So that's what my weekend is going to be consisting of.
Okay.
Getting us all up there. We got a station. I'm going to have a bunch of stuff up there, but sent 1 or 2 files up last night, tested out, and let your friends know. Hey, download us, look for our show on the podcast.
On the podcast, baby.
Take us everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go, we'll be on the podcast.
Yes,
we
sir.
got Curt, and we got the book, and it's always open.
The book is always open, baby. Count on it.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Let's really catch up, man. Let's really catch up. Have a cigar and that beer. Sit out back and just.
Yeah, brother. I definitely need to come through and hang out. Now, tomorrow would be great, except for, man, I got so many things going on tomorrow. I got I got a graduation. You know, kids that I know from our church, we know their parents.
Right.
And then we got one set of kids that they're announcing their baby shower thingy. So we got to go to that. And matter of fact, there's a celebration, a Juneteenth celebration over in Morrow this weekend too.
I don't know anything about that, but
it's okay. Juneteenth. I have to sit down and educate you about Juneteenth, what that's all about.
I got to figure out which one's Juneteenth and which one. There's 2 things in June, right?
No, one that I know of. Juneteenth is June 19th.
That's the freedom of the slaves, the last slave being free.
That was when the notification.
That's it.
It came to Texas. The notification came through my hometown.
Okay.
In the state of Texas, that Lincoln had signed the Emancipation Proclamation, and it was 2 years earlier, but the Texas slaves didn't get the word for 2 years, and it happened on June 19th, and that's why we have a celebration. The whole Juneteenth celebration started in Texas. Now it's spread across the country because people have migrated out of the state.
Okay. So when is this? Where?
Well, Morrow is having a big celebration this Saturday, the city of Morrow, for Juneteenth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I might try to make that.
Yeah. And there's a Saturday from 1 to 9.
1 to 9 in Morrow.
Yeah, in Morrow.
Okay.
It's going to be nice.
You think about making it down there?
I was trying to make it. I talked to the wife, but she reminded me of all the things that we already had.
Oh, that's right. You're going to make it to the coffee shop?
Oh, yeah. I'll be in there in the morning.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
All right, well, brother, appreciate you, man. Curt,
Yes, sir.
we got to
Thank you
get
for-
together and definitely have a beer, man. Sit out back there and have a beer.
Yes, sir. I got some
And
extra
and
ones up
and,
here.
and
Up here in my
whatever
office.
else.
Yeah. We can sit up here in my new office and got
Right.
plenty of room, man.
You got I'm sure you got some hard liquor too.
Oh yeah. I got something over there.
Yeah. You got well, I'm not a big brown liquor, so I do gin, vodka.
Yep.
That stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
A little tequila.
I got a little rum, little vodka.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah, I'm good with that. We have to come over and have a drink with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm usually home, so if you show up, I'm probably here.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for another episode of Sports Talk with Curt, Ralph. The book is open, and Maurice. We're going to see you on the podcast on all platforms of the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Apple, Amazon Music, Amazon Podcast, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody out there. Join us, subscribe, and stay tuned. Thank you very much.
Signing off.
Signing off.